everyone, so we've got a pretty exciting show for you this week. Me and Ken were heading back up the Sheep Creek up near Selma, and we found this really cool concentrator at the Lode mine, and we hiked way up the mountain there and followed that, and we just got the neatest tram. It's pretty much all complete there. There's a big blacksmith shop up there, and then coming back down the mountain we found a really cool mine and went in for, it goes in for miles and miles. All kinds of real cool stuff to show you. All kinds of rail cars, there's an electric locomotive, a whole blacksmith shop, tram parts and whatnot, and yeah, you'll really enjoy this show.
Running out and they use a lot of streets infected and crawl in the slime. The neon nightmare is about to unwind.
We're here at the Lode mine, and looks like they had a bit of a fire here. This is actually the tram tower at the very bottom. This stuff is all burnt here, you can tell. All the metal and stuff is kind of twisted and bent here. The mine's further up. These are the remains of what's left at the concentrator, I guess, of the Lode mine. There's a tram that goes way up the mountain, and we're going to head up there and try to find the Lode up there somewhere. So this is where the tram was. It looked like it's a pretty big mill in here. Lots of buildings in here. They had a big fire here. We think this is probably a part of an assayer's office because there's a bunch of this old fire brick here. And then there's also a whole bunch of these cups here. And I think they were for assaying. And this is cool, kind of cool, because you see the I don't know what they call that, but it's the top part of the tram. I have the bottom part of the tram at home, and the bucket just blocks into these 2 years, and away it goes. So we're getting a little better educated on these tram buckets. So this bucket here, these are the ears that it went into, like that. A little heavy. It clipped into there, so then that allowed it to tip, right? Well, this part here, these two wheels rolled on a great big heavy cable, this cable here, and then there was a haulback cable here, and it went through this clamp here. So it was like a clothesline, so it rode on here, this whole thing, and then the cable allowed it to go up and down the cable. So this cable would have been static, would have been fixed somewhere, and this cable would have been hooked up to a winch. Now there's two possibilities. Either it's a gravity tram, whereas the loaded cars bring the empty ones up, or it had a motor. We don't know yet. So. Okay, so this bucket is on the, I don't know, we're going to call that the hanger, I guess. As you can see, it just hooks onto there and it swivels on there. And so there's a little catch here, right here. It's got like a spring in here, and that catches right there. So if it was tipped up, it would catch into there.
And then they pull the lever and dump
it. And then they have this lever, and I think it strikes something as it comes down near the unloading thing, so that would allow it to trip and it would flip over by itself. It looked like it tripped itself to me.
So these are the little cables we're following, but they go way up there.
We're continuing up this pretty steep grade, so now we got 4 cables. So actually following 12 lines up the top of this mountain.
We hiked up above that other tram tower. It's getting steeper and steeper. There's another one. Not much left of it, but it's kind of built on the side of the cliff.
This cable up here, see if there's a mine here. I'm carrying all the heavy cameras, and here comes Ken with all the ropes and the light stuff. How do you like that for a view? Good place to put an office. Yeah, it's the middle of May, and look at all the snow that's still here. Pretty tough country to mine. Pretty good grade coming up here.
Getting steep, Frank. One of the most determined people I know. Rock climbing and logger corks.
Yeah, we're heading up a pretty steep canyon here, and we passed a couple goats on the way. Look at all these trees are in here. Oh, there's a goat right below us there. Oh, there it is.
Frank's looking for the other smaller tram we found. And right there is a little blue insulator from a telegraph line, or whatever line it is. It's a little copper line that goes up the mountain here. Always cool to find this stuff when you're hiking up an old tram line.
You never expect them.
Little rail car. We're about 3 hours up a very steep mountain here. I don't know if I should show Frank this or not. He'll want to bring it down.
Steep mountainside trams. That looks really nice.
So here we are, about 3 hours up this mountain. Anyone who thinks this is easy work, what Frank does here, there's a lot to this. A lot of research, travel. He drove an hour and a half to meet me here this morning. You know, his editing, this climbing up here, it's a lot of work for a 20-minute or half-hour show, so enjoy it.
Well, we've reached the top, so here we are. This is really cool. It was a pretty tough hike coming up here, but it's going to be a lot tougher going down. The reason is we're going to have so much stuff to carry. There's all kinds of cool stuff here. Check this out. Blasting caps, CIL. 100 blasting caps. Just a beautiful tin box. Not even hardly rusted or nothing. This looks like it was a blacksmith shop here. All kinds of cool stuff. Here's a forge. Some of the tools for the forge. Wow, isn't that awesome, man? Look at that hoe and stuff. A whole bunch of these reusable drill bits. Piles of these. I guess they're, I don't know, I guess there's, you would think they're used, but that seems pretty sharp. I don't know if they've been used. Looks new to me. Now this is really cool. Look at this. Carbide. Definitely going to be taking this. Carbide tin. It says carbide right on it. Awesome. Carbide. I think I'm going to be taking that. Well, we'll see how much stuff we find. A whole bunch of rail here. Ore cars. Old ore cars, eh? Look at these. They're the riveted ones. Some old tools. Axles from cars. Just all kinds of stuff here. This is a label on this ore car. It says R. Hudson Limited Makers. Something Foundry. Leeds. Oh, this is kind of interesting. Look at this old pipe that was made out of wood. And it had a flume here a long time ago. Probably to generate electricity. Went up through the bush up to another creek. Well, these old hand steel here, before they had blasting machines or jackhammers, they just had those hand steel, and that's how they dug the hole for the dynamite. There's old jack leg, the stoper, I guess. Or, I don't know the difference between one kind and the other. There's another one.
That's a big
heavy bugger.
big man to run that thing.
How much does it weigh?
I would say that's 80, 90 pounds. Tram or what?
Yeah, there's a whole big winch for the tram.
Or you know what? This is where the other cables go, I bet you. To this.
Yeah.
So this was for something else.
There's another jack leg or drilling machine. This one is a Canadian Ingersoll Rand. Pretty heavy. It's a rail machine. It weighs probably about 150 pounds. Yeah. Pretty old too. There's the part where the bit went in, I guess.
How would they hold it like this? Big boiler, some kind of a pressure vessel, and the pipe's going along right to the tower, up the bank to the mine. I haven't been up there yet. That's where I'm headed. Frank's already up there. Sandwich in one hand, Gatorade in the other hand, and shimmying across some sketchy old steel. And
oh, God hates a coward. Well, it looks pretty cool so far. Huh. Look at the pegboard. There. Keep track of the loads. Right? Yeah. Pegboard. Count the loads. Awesome. You can see there's this lever would open this gate here. Let's see if it's going to work. Oh, it still works. There, all the rat shit's going to come down from the top of the
it even went into the bucket.
Telephone thing here.
Oh.
They probably had some kind of alarm system. I saw copper wire, kind of small copper wire, so probably if there's an issue at the bottom, they would have rang a bell or something that would have rang up here, told them to stop maybe to stop it, eh? This is the whole back line here, and these are the static lines. These wheels would run in these static lines. One on either side. We're really having trouble figuring this out because it seems like this is a gravity tram, and you know, one goes up and one goes down because this is the end of the line. This can't go any further than here. But there's all kinds of buckets all the way down there. We've seen all kinds of buckets, so we don't really understand why they would only have two small buckets. It doesn't make any sense to us. So.
There's the big bull wheel.
Yeah, the whole back line
Might have just
is on the small,
continuous rotation or
small
something.
one, right? So not that big of a cable. Oh, we might have to go up there to see if there's a winch up there. What's going on there?
Let's check it out.
I'm a bit curious how this works. Oh, there's a big break up here. Yeah, you might have to. There's big haulback lines. What happens when I pull this lever up there? Oh, it's the brakes. Yeah, you're operating the brakes. Oh, the brake bands are still on both of these. That's just a spare one that's sitting here. Yeah, you can see he's operating that big lever downstairs. That's running the brakes. Definitely a freewheeling tram.
Yeah.
Because there's no motor or anything in here, any gearing to that I can see.
Gravity.
So all they had was just two big brake bands. Probably this lever was hooked up to it.
Yeah.
That brake band. And they could slow it down. Here's one last shot of this tram tower. Up at the top there.
Scaled cliffs to get to this mine, and then we found this rawhide trail leading from the mine back down the mountain, so this is a much easier way than the way we came up.
We found a hole. Yeah, it's really cold here. The air is just screaming out of here. So, and wet. So, let's see what we can find in here. Enough room to get by. Looks like there might be a lot of water here. So we don't have any other dry clothes or anything. I just walked along this cable to come out. To avoid the deepest part here, but I think we're gonna try to find another level or something.
Feet still dry?
Yeah, more or less. I just have the one boot that's a little wet, but that might be just temporary. They could fall in here at any point and then be wet up to my neck. I think we're okay now. The water never hurt anyone. We have a shower just about every day. Well, it's a little warmer than that.
And you don't have to hike 3 hours down a steep mountain to get to your warm clothes.
All right.
Well, the door was open anyway.
You know, you always think, oh, this rock falls all at once, but it could be just a little at a time, you know. Might not be a big collapse.
There'll be a little bit of frost.
Yeah.
Knocks it down.
Yeah. Yeah, we were thinking of going in here, but that looks too scary to us.
Huge.
Must have had a decent sized Loki here. Oh, let's check
Do
out
not
some
enter.
deadly air.
Deadly air. Can't be any worse than walking behind you.
Yeah, there's no air in this mine at all, so can't think it's going to come out Selma. I don't know, we'll see, I guess. We're seeing some sulfides here, so that is indicative of gold. Looks like maybe some silver there. Silver, lead. Long straight tunnel. Oh, here we got one of these track switches. Isn't that cool? Yeah. I don't know how this one works.
Just pull up on it.
Used to be a conductor. A little rusty, is it?
Rusty. Cool.
Yeah. Switch your track from one side to the other. Here, let's go from one branch to the other. All right, so, oh well, there's an electric locomotive. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, this is where the engineer sat, just right here.
Head into the mine.
Giddy up! Oh, I can handle this job.
Fire it up.
I think the battery's dead. Wow, this is a cool electric Loki. I don't know what kind it is. Huh? Never seen one of these.
Looks like maybe the guy sat in there, in this one.
Yeah, those seats right there.
And then right here looked like maybe some benches for the,
Yeah.
for the boys to sit.
Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like as a miner's.
So they push that in and then tow some cars.
Really interesting color in this section. It's really yellow. I don't think I've ever seen. Or that was this yellow.
Iron.
I think this is actually quartz. It's just it was flooded or something. I think it's just a thin layer. Because you see where it's white here. It's oxidized or flooded or something.
Probably lots of iron.
I don't think that's the natural color of this rock. Yeah. Who knows? It might have been painted on here to make it more stable, or
Maybe it's solid gold.
doesn't look natural, eh? It looks like it's stained or something.
Unfortunately, it's not solid gold.
Sulfides I was trying to think of. See, look, there's none of it here. This looks like it's peeled off. Yeah, but I bet if we turn the lights off, there wouldn't be anyone home. Yeah, well, this is definitely a newer part. This is a gate here that's run with compressed air. And these cars aren't that old. There's the valve there that runs the gate. So maybe we can get up into some higher levels here. Liable to be a manway here somewhere. Definitely newer cars. They wouldn't be any older than the 70s. Boy, we've got lots of miles of tunnel. I think there's miles of tunnel in here. But it's so easy to walk along. Don't get no easier than this. And lots of cool stuff. You don't see that very often. Usually it's not easy and lots of cool stuff. That looks pretty cool. A little room in here. Blasted out of here. Maybe a little lunchroom or something. Getting some really interesting, colorful rock in here too. All kinds of interesting formations in here. Too steep. Walked off. A bit of a cave in here.
Feel like I'm being bored again.
Look at this material here. It's just what it is. It's a little vein of it beside the quartz there. I bet you that might be like a magnetite or something. Maybe. Could be
You can
magnetite.
see it here, Scott.
If I had a magnet or something, if you tell if it was magnetic. There we are. There's an old 1936 VJ.
Cool.
Okay, 1947. Yeah, that looks like. I don't know if that's heavy or not. Look how silvery that is. That's pretty cool. Here, I gotta take some of that for a sample. Let's see.
There's some gold colored stuff above it too.
Never gold.
You're rich. Probably leave her, right?
Yeah, I'll leave it right there. That's what the geologist says. Huh? Well, it looked like it was a big air fan there. So we have one last place to check out. Thought we were done, but there's this one left that we forgot about. And we're going to see, look how, boy, it's a lot cooler in here. The temperature's dropping, so there must be a big stope and some air going to higher levels here. Yeah, doesn't that look neat, all them icicles? They're pretty fragile. It looks like ice, but it's not. Calcium dripping away there. Pretty neat. See these in caves lots, because caves been around for a long time, and the mine's only been around for maybe 120 years. Hats off.
That's weird, that little chute here, it looks like.
Doesn't go anywhere.
Doesn't go anywhere.
Oh, it's because there was an elevated level here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's collapsed. So they had another level here. Well, this is definitely a sulfide zone. Look how much material's on the floor.
I think we're actually on a level right now. It feels really hollow.
Oh, that's going down now. A little, eh?
Little chimney going
Yeah, we can't get up there. Real gray. Looks like lead. I mean, but I don't know. I wonder if we're going to come out at the other pink zone. Well, that seems good as well. Oh, fuck. Okay, goes way down there. Ain't going no further than this. Good camera. Holy fuck. Oh, it's probably on a rotten fucking landing there. The ladder going straight down.
Jeez.
Oh yeah, we don't need to go any further down here. Fuck, does that ever go down? I feel lots of air here. So. We really want to go there, but we have to go to the right. The rules, yeah. There's some rules you just have to follow. Not many. Well, that sure collapsed. Oh, the manway. Fucking rotted and falling down. Oh, we always pay attention to every sign that we see. Old rotten junk. Just what we was hoping to find. There's alarm and lights and a bunch of this shit. Oh man, there's a tugger. An air-operated winch. Pretty rusty. What other little treasures do we got here? Not much. Look. 2 man or 500 pounds, 1951. Telephone. Oh, there's the hoist.
Cool.
2 men or 500 pounds. Yeah, well, that's be different those higher levels.
How high you figure that goes up?
No, only as far as I can see. Yeah. Well, that goes up to the other areas. Huh. Oh, looks like most of the mining was up there somewhere. No way to get up there now, and I don't think there's any crosscut levels either. In this mine. I think this is as far as you get on this one. We're not feeling no air or nothing. So I don't think it, there's probably levels up there, but I don't think they go anywhere. Oh, there's a neat little car. And that's it.
1800 level, 16. So how many levels do we have?
That's pretty rotten, huh?
There's at least 3 levels there.
Okay. Yep, 18, 16. Gotta check that out. Probably no explosives in there, but I like everything that goes bang. Oh, see anything in there? That big fat rat. Nope, not even that. Yeah, like I was so excited about the explosives, I didn't see the car. Yeah, so this is a 24 gauge, pretty new car. Let's go and give that a push. Flip it back over. That's not a very heavy duty car. That looks like really cheaply made.
Probably something new.
Let's say made in Japan somewhere on it. Toyota, yeah, there it is, yeah, Toyota. Manufactured by Toyota. So that's a pretty new. There we go. Pretty simple car, this one. There's some old, an old sled or something. Maybe that's kind of a skip car. Probably going into higher levels here. There's a sign here that says extreme danger, deadly air. But we have our monitor with us. And there's fresh footprints in here, so.
There's a cigarette butt on the ground, so it can't be that bad. No, it's explosive,
Oh, wow. Pretty interesting. Well, that, eh?
Big quartz thing.
Quartz or carbonate. Yeah, just beautiful formations in here.
Talk, cut to the chase. Time's running out, and they're using life.